Oh dear. Right, so I did my new slimline concentric actuators. Hang on a minute. Check that. Don't you love Sundays? Yeah. So, yeah, I've done my new smaller concentric. Oops. I had to chop my little centre things, plastic guides down a bit because they were a bit too chunky. So I'm just waiting for Alan to come on. I think the cameras. There's my new one. New actuator coil. 2 ferrite rings in there instead of 3, so that's made it a lot narrower. Unfortunately, I can't go in increments of half ferrite widths, but never mind. It's so I actually tried my best to get these balanced as accurately as possible. So let's weigh it. I'm actually on ounces at the moment. So this one weighs 1.36 ounces. Actually, that magnet might affect it, so it shouldn't do. Actually, let me do it on the edge. 1.35 ounces. Well, it doesn't seem to affect it much. And the other one, which I've just done, is. Oops, it's rolling off. 1.34 ounces. Well, the magnet's obviously slightly different, but the rest of it's exactly the same. I can show you. 1.35 ounces. 1.34 ounces. Well, there's a slight difference in the magnets, I think. I'll just turn the scale off. So, yes, I'm quite happy about the result. It's easy to build. I mean, Z shouldn't even have any problems at all replicating this because it's so simple. I've sent in the SketchUp file anyway. I think I sent you it, Alan. Obviously the centre plastic things have to be cut down. I think the ones in the SketchUp file are a bit long. I'm not sure. I can't remember now if I changed it. Let's see if this fits on here. Right, that fits on there nicely. So, like, elastic bands, I need to get these elastic bands on. I had some trouble sending emails this morning. My email, it wouldn't go, and I thought, well, I've been blocked at first, but I think there was a problem with the file, because I re-zipped it up again, and it went fine after that, so there must have been a problem with the file. I don't know. Very strange. So I'm just putting elastic bands on at the moment to hold everything, clamp it together. I've got to get these wires in there. Emails and technologies, it's very strange sometimes. Right, so there we go. I've got my new smaller. I was reading what you're typing. You just got it. Is he doing anything? Email him a month ago, and the only sign of life was a tweet about Linux. Oh, actually, he did reply to me about a week ago. But getting responses from Z, it's like it's a bit like watering your garden and expecting the flowers to just suddenly show their heads suddenly. They just don't appear for weeks. And then all of a sudden you'll see a bud showing up. See, to use an analogy, I think Z's a bit like that, really. You're sending him an email, or 2 or 3, or half a dozen, and you don't get nothing for months, and all of a sudden out of the blue you'll get one response. Right, so let me just wire these up again. Now, what I'm interested in is, I wasn't planning on going live today, but I might as well record it anyway if I'm putting it together. Then nobody can say, oh, you've got hidden batteries or anything like that, and blah, blah, blah. Well, that's ridiculous anyway. Because it's AC that's coming out of here. Right, I've got that in. I'm just putting the secondary winding, connecting that up to the full wave rectifier circuit. I didn't disconnect the other side, so I don't need to do that side, it's still connected. I'm just having some issues with this. I'm all thumbs, I'm having a job twisting the wires on here. What it is the acetone's made my fingers very dry, so my fingers are slippery and can't seem to grip anything. Right, there's the other secondary output coil. You probably can't see it so well. That microphone's right in the way. That's better. Right, this is my other secondary coil. Don't know if you can see it just there. Wires. That's going to be clipped to the oscilloscope. That's all. So let's clip this. I'll bring the wires underneath these wires because I want them on top. Flip onto there. Flip onto there. Right, this wire is an output. This one is my other input circuit. I've got to cross these wires actually. This wire's got to be twisted onto that. It's 38 SWG, this wire, it's very thin, so I just realised that. Can't read. Coffee. I'm having coffee too, look. My coffee. Oh, you can't do without coffee, I tell you. Oh, really? Well, I don't have coffee beans here. Well, you can buy it, but it's not cheap. He's still out of a job, that's for sure. He's definitely still out of a job. I want this wire this wire on this side connecting to this wire. God, these wires are so friggin' thin, I can't even see them. It's 30. It's even thinner than the wires I had before. It's not 34, it's 36 SWG, which is a good thing because because I've got the coil a lot narrower, I had to use thinner wire to get the same number of turns on there. So it's still 300 turns. Where's my tweezers then? Tweezers, where? There they are. So it's still 300 turns, but it's at 36 SWG instead of 34. When I wound a full spool of wire on here at 34 SWG, it was also 300 turns, so it's the same turn ratio, it's just thinner wire. But then I shouldn't need as much energy to move the flux around because the things at the sides are close together. And I've also done away with a full width, a full toroid width, basically. Two halves of the toroid on each side intersect in the middle of the bobbin, you see. So that's crossed over to that one, this one's crossing over to this one. You have to forgive me, it's fiddly this, the wires are so thin I can barely see what I'm doing. I am so glad I'm not using 42 SWG, I really am, I really don't want to use that. I have got some, but it's ridiculously small. Come on. I was trying to find some of them magnifying glasses, the ones like Z has, to see what I'm doing there. Well, I went to order some watchmaker glasses. They're bloody useless. You literally got to have everything that you're looking at about quarter of an inch away from your eyes, and it's no good. I can't use that. So I'm going to have to save up some money, because I haven't got enough money, but I need some more money to buy some of those that like Z has, and they're about 18 quid or something. That would help me see what I'm doing, because my eyes are starting to really fail me, as they say, as you get older. Sorry, I'm taking a while wiring, twisting this together. It's so diddly. Alright, I think I've got that twisted enough. Right. Now I need to, I'm not running the LEDs off it by the way right now, because I got sick of having white spots in my eyes. So what I'm doing is charging up the supercapacitor bank, which is over here, and the LEDs eventually start coming on when so much power's gone in there. Actually, I don't know, is that on camera? Right, let's move the camera a bit. Oh, I don't know if I can get it in. Right, so if I move the camera like that, you should be able to start seeing LEDs come on as it's charging it up. I want my oscilloscope turned on. It'll take a while, it depends how much power's coming out. Right, so I have to turn this thing on. I might actually, it might want me tuning. Right, I've turned it on. I haven't got this connected up yet to the coil, so actually I'm going to have to put the LEDs on here just to find out what's what, because you know, oh, that's red wire, that's the what is that one? Get mixed up. That's the positive. So I'll connect my LEDs for now. I'll see what's going on. I won't see anything yet because I haven't connected these up. Let's try. I want. Oh, I'm breaking the wires. Where's the other one? Come on, which is which? I think that's working backwards against it. Hang on. Let's put this one over here. Let me just not bother with the yellow for a minute. Right, the LEDs aren't coming on. Why aren't they coming on? Black, red. Red. Why aren't the LEDs coming on? It should be on by now. Oh, hang on, I ain't got my other scope connected either. I want this scope on here. I'll just put it down there. Right. Oh, it's obviously not in tune properly. Just a minute. Why don't it? Oh, I know why it's not coming on. All the energy's going into the supercapacitors. Just a minute. Ah, there we go. I can see what I'm doing now. The supercapacitors would have been completely flat. We're pulling it right down to 0. That's why I wasn't getting any power. Right, let's get this on here. Which way around? Oh yeah. Oh yes. Let me just get this on. I've got a short somewhere. Oh, bad connection. Ooh. Hang on. I'm getting shorts. Hang on. Where's my thingy gone? Oops. I'm short somewhere. I don't want to burn everything out. That's my pen, my brush. Just get these wires out of the way. I'm touching them together. Because the cost, you see. Right, I'll get this on here. I can. Right, that's. I haven't tuned it yet. I need to retune everything because the coil's smaller now. How much power am I drawing? About 100 milliamps about. Let's twiddle a bit. Get things tuned up. I've only got one actuator coil on this end connected, by the way. The other one on this end isn't connected because I've run out of jumper leads. That's why. I need to actually solder some wires onto this end and connect them around there or something. Well, let's just tune this again. And I said I wasn't going to get white spot in my eyes, but I am. I'm just going to turn this around a bit because I don't want to blind myself. What's that? See, especially with grinding, you really don't see it. I don't get that. Twiddle this duty thingy. Yeah, I really need a better driver circuit for this, really. This was designed for the original bubbleator. It's not designed for this one. I'm not using the high voltage driver thing. It's hard to get it, the duty cycle just right on it. Right, what are we at? Oh, about 130 milliamps there. There's a particular point where it gets brighter, and I just can't get it to stay on that. Right, right, I want to find out how much juice is coming out of this. So what I'll do is, I've got my other meter over here, you probably can't see it, but I'm going to connect this in series for current to charge the supercapacitors. So let's stick this to I need to move these leads first. Right, I want positive on negative. Let's see which way around this is. Negative on there, this on here. Let's see, and I'll put this on 200 milliamps. Oh, that's ridiculous. Oh, well. Oh, this is not right. Oh, it's not connected somewhere. Oh, it must be because it's full of LEDs now. That's ridiculous. 2.7 milliamps, that's not right. Oh, that's more like it. There was a bad connection. My switch wasn't right. So I'm charging the supercapacitors at 66.5 milliamps right now. Right, 66 milliamps roughly is going into the supercapacitors right now. If I turn this off current, the LEDs come back on because the power is no longer going into the supercapacitors, but that's really going in. And as they slowly charge up, this current level on here should drop. But I'll have to turn it. I need to tune it a bit more, so let me just turn this to voltage a minute so we can see what voltage difference. There's a differential voltage between the two. So the difference between, there's about 5 volts in the supercapacitors, right? So we'll only get the differential voltage right at the moment. So let me just see if I can tune this a bit better. Actually, I need to see this because I want to see the voltage only go up as I'm tuning it. I don't know if you can even see it, but let's see if I can tune that one. hang on, my phone reminded me about something. Just a minute. Let's choose there. Sorry, 4.7. And that's actually better, I think. 4.74, that's not too bad. Of course, I'm not driving it really heavily, you know. I'll probably need a higher frequency with this, really. .81, that's gone up a bit. Right, let's put it back on current. That seems to be better. Let's start charging again. 61.9 milliamps going in now. To the supercapacitors. Currently drawing about 150 milliamps. About that. That's not bad. Look. Of course, I've got these LEDs connected still, so they're not going to affect the circuit until they get nearly. Until they start to come on, they're not going to affect the circuit really, because the LEDs, the voltage drop is too great for them to actually come on at the moment. So I'll leave them connected for now, and so until I start seeing them light up, then I know that I'm not far off seeing the supercapacitors getting full charge. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm squeezing these together. 58.2, 59. That makes a difference actually, squeezing them together. Probably those centre plugs might want shortening a bit. Well, my monitor's gone off there. I mean, screensaver. Right, so I'm basically putting power into the supercapacitors at the moment, and that could take some time before we start seeing any LEDs coming on. So I've got a bunch of 6 LEDs, one for each supercapacitor on there. But we're only putting about 56 milliamps in at the moment, which is not a great deal, but I'm only using 3 output coils. One, make sure you're all connected up. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 3 output coils connected. I'm really kind of just tickling what I think. That's just another NHS thing. Nothing important. It's for tomorrow. Right, let me see. Actually, this will improve more when you see, at the moment, Yeah, I've got actuator coils on the end, right, but they're still inefficient because I have a big gap. I have basically a whole toroidal gap between there and there with the magnets 5mm wide in there. They need to be upgraded to the thinner ones as well, right? I'm definitely seeing more coming out than what was there before, and I'm using a thinner coil as well. So, also, these actuator magnets, I need to have them on the other end of these actuation coils on the top as well, so it's got something to push against, you know? It has something to push and pull against, and at the moment I need more magnets. Oh my god, Russ is awake. Anyway, yeah. So I was, what are we at? 51.4. So we're still charging up the supercapacitors at the moment. But you have to bear in mind that these coils, the input coil, is only being pulsed at 112 microseconds right now. 112 microseconds, that's nothing! It's being driven by 112 microseconds at 2 kilohertz, and yeah, well, I need a much bigger pulse width than that. And this driver board that I'm using, which I made 3 years ago for the other bubble air, it's not really suited for driving this coil. I remember this thing. I don't know if you can see it, but anyway, the one I made 3 years ago, I need a better driver really for it, because it hasn't got enough oomph on it really. Something missing here. Not much missing. Right, so how much power is this? 49.3 milliamps. It's still off. How much voltage differential have we got? 3.27 differential. Oh, look, the LEDs are starting to come on. Look, LEDs are starting to come on. Can you see that? Oops. They're actually starting to light up. Yeah, they're just coming on now. Well, I'll disconnect the LEDs because I want to keep charge up supercapacitors. So I'll disconnect those now, because the supercapacitors are slowly coming up. You know, at some point we'll start to see these LEDs come on. Right, so what are we at now? 48.2. That's current. Obviously, as it charges, that current will go down. Is Alan enjoying his coffee? Well, think about it. Considering that these coils are a lot narrower now than they were, it does seem to be more efficient. I'm not drawing as much current. It does seem to be more efficient because I'm still getting the same kind of current coming out. Actually, we haven't done the short circuit test, have we? Let's do the short circuit test. Now, if I disconnect the... Let's disconnect the output that's going to the supercapacitor, right? Let me just short the output out and see how much current, because you remember when I shorted this before with a 10 ohm resistor, it was 110 milliamps. Let's do a test. Right, there's my 10 ohm resistor. Right, my 10 ohm resistor. Right, when I previously shorted the 3 coils out, we saw about 110 milliamps. Right, so if I get this wire, which is going to the supercapacitor, disconnect it, connect it to my resistor, and connect the other end of the meter probe to the resistor, we should see how much current we're getting now. Actually, oh, that's a bit less actually, 93, mind it probably wants to tune in a bit. But anyway, I'm getting 93.9 milliamps short circuit through that 10 ohm resistor. Actually, that's strange, why I'm getting less. Yeah, it probably wants a bit more tuning. I know why. I'm actually running this at, I'm running this at a lower voltage than I was previously, that's why. Just a minute. If I put the voltage back to where it was originally, just a minute. Oh, it should be about right. Just a second. What voltage? 15. No, that's right. No, I'm at the right voltage. What the hell's going on there then? Anyway, everything's falling on the floor right now. Anyway, I need to carry on charging this supercapacitor up. Yeah, there's more tweaking to do on this as well. Right, I can take that off there a minute. So the actual current has gone down a touch, but I'm not worried about that because I've got to optimise the other ends as well. It's got to go into there. I don't want to blow anything up. And this one's got to go in. This is negative, yeah, that's got to go on there. Right, so that's 47. Oh, I just saw an LED flicker then. Right, I need to get these, trying to stop these probes from falling on the floor. They keep falling. Right. Alright, the LEDs are gonna start coming on. Hang on a minute, I'm going to put this over here, over the top of this one. That's it. Won't fall down then, hopefully. What? The speed of light? I am watching, man, the speed of light must have gotten lost going over the Atlantic. I don't get you, Alan. I don't get you. What do you mean the speed of light got lost? You mean the network's a bit slow? So you typed an answer to me, what, 5 minutes ago, and I just saw it? Is that what you mean? But it goes both ways, so... Oh, these aren't got me on yet. What's the voltage difference between the two? 30... Oh, wrong voltage. Oh! The voltage differential between the two is 37.8 volts. Have I got this wired right way round? 37.7. What? Just a minute. Is this wired up right? Positive. Is that one. That one's connected to there. That's positive. Right. Oh right, how long it takes to ping me. Ah. Right, so that's the positive. Make sure I've got this wired alright. I don't even charge them backwards. Oh, I can't because the LEDs are flickering, weren't they? Ground. Ground. That's right. I haven't got anything wired up backwards. Well, actually, looking at this, that's 43.7 milliamps going in, right? When I put this on voltage, it says here I'm getting 36.5 volts difference voltage across here. That's why I was getting confused. 37.6 volts difference. Well, the actual voltage on the oscilloscope is 22 volts maximum, 38.4 volts peak to peak. I've got the oscilloscope connected to the computer right now, but it's nothing. There's nothing to shout home about right at the moment, anyway. So, oh, my cyclic RMS. That's not bad. 6.4 volts. That's not too bad. Considering we're only drawing about 150 milliamps right now. So I mean, this board is usually about 50. So the circuit board usually about 45. I think it is actually. So, I'm waiting for these LEDs to come on. Now, I've got a boost regulator here, which I tried yesterday to see if it would power itself, and the answer was no, it won't. This boost regulator consumes exponentially more amounts of current as the voltage drops, and then it just goes crazy, and it just pulls the supercapacitor right down to virtually nil. Once it gets past the level, the same voltage, once the voltage on the input to this thing, so this Chinese boost converter, once it drops below the voltage that's going into the circuit board, which is about 16 volts. Once that drops below 16, then it can't really go above that anyway, because the supercapacitor can't provide more than 16 volts anyway. So that's a problem. So I can't really try with a higher voltage. I could use an ordinary capacitor. Yeah, I could do that. That would probably work. I could use this bloody thing. This 4,700 microfarad one at some point, but I'm not bothered about that right now, because I know for a fact that we're not going to get enough juice, because the circuit board is consuming about 100 milliamps, and we're only pushing out, from what I can see, 41 milliamps. So I mean, it's a no-brainer right at the moment. Oh, we've got an LED coming on. At last, we've actually got an LED coming on. We've got to see with this bright light though. And as the mugwort says, bright light, bright light. Yeah, we need to turn the bright light off so we can see what's going on better. Actually, if I rest this on that, and turn the big light out, which you will be seeing, which I'll put, and that's see the LEDs are coming on slowly. It's just daytime outside though. I mean, it is actually daylight outside, so I don't see why I should have the light on really, but everyone complains. Let me just stir that. You see, the LEDs are starting to come on low. Right. On the supercapacitors. I put those on there to balance the cells out because there was no balance circuit on it. Well, there is a balance circuit on it, but it's trash, it's junk. I found out that the cells were getting too much voltage. It was going over way over 2.7 volts. It was going to something like 3.7 volts, and it's supposed to be limited at 2.7. So I actually added my own little piggyback Zener diode, and it was just an LED on top to help balance the cells out. Alright, Alan, okay. Well, we're still pushing in 39 milliamps. Which is really quite small. If I could get this other actuator connected on the other side. Actually, just a minute, can I, yeah, I could nick the wires off here, off this thingamajig which isn't being used right now. Hang on. Right, I could nick these wires off here because that's not being used. I need the light on again. Right, we should see the output go up, the current going out, we should see that go up quite a bit. I'll put the yellow one on here. Stick this bob in so they don't short out in the middle. That's the red one. Connect this yellow one to there. Oops. What's shorting out? What is shorting out? What's the hell going on with this? Something's shorting out. Oh, I see. I went and stripped too much enamel off these wires. Right, let's connect it to... Let's connect it to one of these and see if it goes up or down. If it goes down, I've got it the wrong way around. Right, I'll disconnect it again. That's one way around. Right, that's the other way around. Now I've got all all 6 actuators connected now. Just a minute. Trying to get it. I'll put the clip the other way around and it won't pull that wire down. Right, that's all 6 actuators connected. Our current consumption's gone up a touch. Let's see, 100. It's actually 200 milliamps right now. So I'm putting in. I'm actually putting in 200 milliamps right now. So I'll probably have to retune it. Oh, but look, we've got an LED coming on. You can see it now. It's quite bright now. It's brighter than it was anyway. I need to put something over the top so it casts a shadow on there. No, you can see that better than I think. Right, so I'll probably have to retune this at some point. So all 6 actuators are connected, provided I haven't got any bad connections anywhere. But there's still a lot more tuning to do. And obviously finding a better making a better driver or something, and Russ is probably going to church. Looks like it is because he's posted his church thing up. Right. Yeah, there's definitely some improvement to do on the actuator coils on the ends, because they're still too wide, but this middle one's working a lot better as far as I can see. It's not drawing. See, most of the current is actually being drawn out by the end ones, because the end ones are using the 34 SW wire, and there's 300 turns of 34 SW wire, and the middle one is using 36 SWG wire at 300 turns. So actually the middle coils should really be receiving a higher voltage, but they can't, because the outside ones, because it's 34 SWG wire, is pulling that voltage down, so the middle ones can't get enough juice to drive them properly. So obviously once they get the outside ones with also 36 SWG wire, then they will be more equally balanced. Things should work out better that way. So it's a bit like it's a bit like having an elephant in the passenger seat of your car. When you turn left, it's not a problem, but when you turn right, you're having to swing an elephant around by its tail, so to speak. What are we at now? 47. What's the voltage difference? Let's see, what are we at? We've got a voltage difference of 36.2, so that should keep coming down as the supercapacitors charge up. And we're at 48.1 milliamps, and that's with just what? It says it's 692 microseconds now. What the heck? Well, the fourth coil isn't wired to anything. The fourth coil is not under any load whatsoever. I probably should be retuning this, to be honest. I'm just going to do a static test. I just want to see how long it takes to charge up the supercapacitors. Yeah, sorry about this video. It's not that, this live stream, it's not that entertaining right now. I just got my window open. Is it still working? Live control room? What's this live control room thing all about? On YouTube there's a new thing. I haven't seen that before. Live control room, what the heck is that? Your current browser doesn't support streaming. Ha! No surprise there. Well, I'm streaming from the browser anyway. Still working. It looks like it's still working. Well, my stream health gone orange. Well, So, I don't know what that's about. Orange, what does orange mean? Means get ready, I would have thought. I thought that's... Or is it amber? Well, it's sort of in between green and red, I suppose. Right, how many LEDs we got? We still got the one, but that one means one cell's nearly charged, and it's still charging the other. This cell I have trouble with. I changed it yesterday. I actually swapped it out with another one, and it didn't make any difference. So I don't understand it. These are the new ones, or these are the green cap 1000 farad, 100 farad, sorry. And yeah, these seem to hold a lot more capacity than the ones that came on that board when I got it originally, so there must be... these take a long time to charge up, and there seems to have a lot of leaks as well. I want to be able to see the meter as well. I can't see it. Oh, I pulled something off. What have we done? Hang on. I've pulled the wire off my secondary. That should be back to normal now. Trying to get so you can see it and I can see it. Maybe there. Yeah, I can see it and you can see it. So I'll see back in 10 minutes. It depends on the speed of light, I suppose. I mean, does 10 minutes last longer in America than it does over here? Well, some people aren't watching my live stream, I guess. John isn't. Whoever. John, I think it's John. I don't know if you are or not. No. I really need some more coffee anyway, soon. Oh, my current consumption's gone down. Interesting. Well, I've not really changed anything. Yeah, I think John thinks, is it John G? He doesn't realise Russ has gone to church. Yeah, that guy's waffling away. It's going to be hard for me to read what. Yeah, that guy's going to waffle away, and we won't be able to keep track of each other. So, oh well. Why don't you just PM him, and then it'd be easier, because then it's all in one place, and then Russ can read it a lot quicker. I suppose I best can't stop my live stream because otherwise it's going to be. I'm going to have to be jumping around all over the place to look for replies. Anyway, yeah, there's still some tweaking to do, Alan. So, but it's definitely better than it was because. Bearing in mind that my magnets, my actuator is much smaller. The distance is much smaller at the moment. I need to sort the end ones out, so I've got 4 of them to sort out. I've got another 2 bobbins ready for the end ones, but I need another 2 of these anyway. I need 4 altogether. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the ends. Plus, I need some more magnets on the ends because it needs something to push and pull against. So, when you have an actuator bobbin, ideally you need the magnets at the top and the bottom. But at the moment, I've just got them at the bottom on these ends. So I need them at the tops as well. Then it'll be more balanced. Because that's another thing that's out of balance right now. I run out of magnets, you see. And I run out of magnets because when the actuator coil is pulling on this side, say when the actuator coil is pulling on, I've got another one to show you here. Hang on. I'll get one of the old ones. Hang on. Right, I took the magnets out of these. Now let's just pick up that thing so I can see what I'm doing. So when the actuator bobbin is pulling on the magnet array on one side, right, to give it balance, it needs another set of magnets from the back, like that, right? Well, I run out of magnets, so that's missing on the tops and the bottom. Well, it doesn't matter which is top and bottom, you know what I mean. So I've only got it on one side on the ends right now, so it's basically like that. Right. So it'll be out of balance because it's pulling and pushing on one side, but the coil needs something to anchor it on the other side as well. It needs an equilibrium, and it's not got that on these ends. That's why my current's so high right now. My current's too high right now because of that. Because if I just connect the end ones, the current drops really, really low. I mean, let's test it actually. If I disconnect this end one and this end one, my current consumption at the moment now is 60 milliamps. Actually, that's not that. Mind you, I'd have to retune it all as well, but I'm only pushing 6.9 milliamps into the supercapacitors as well. So, yeah. Take this one up. Go up to 26.8. Take this one up. Just a minute. 37.5 now. What a jump. Yeah, there's still a lot of tuning and balancing to do in this. But by adding the extra coils on the top and the bottom, my power consumption went up by 100 milliamps, so it's about 50 milliamps per coil roughly. So 50 milliamps, 50 milliamps, and 50 milliamps. In theory, it should be consuming 200 milliamps, but the actual circuit board is drawing 45 milliamps. I'm at 210 according to my meter across the room. But then there's going to be losses in the capacitor coupling, which I've got in line with the circuit, so there's going to be losses there as well. It is a high frequency capacitor, so a high frequency electrolytic. Oh, I've got any more LEDs coming on yet? No, not yet. Oh yes, we have two more. 1, 2, they're coming on now. These two are just starting to come on. It's been really sunny all day, and now the sun's gone down, sort of, and it's kind of gone dull. Outside, I mean, I'll tell you what, I couldn't, 3 years ago, my earlier bubbler, there was no chance of it charging up supercapacitors, no chance at all, because my current output was ridiculously low. It was like 10 milliamps. So we're definitely making some progress. I've got an email. Oh, Russ uploaded a video. Oh, but she's there. Oh, stop, man, that's good. I'm going to make some more coffee. Oh, look at LEDs now, they're coming up bright now. I really need to get this. We need to get this pulse width wider. Find the exact resonant frequency, because this thing is nowhere near the resonant frequency. It's miles out at the moment. I'll probably have to drive it with my other driver circuit and I'll find it on there. Because I can adjust my pulse width on the other one, but I can't really do that on here because of the way I designed it. It was supposed to have a big gap in the it was supposed to have a big gap on the microseconds thing, yeah. And it does have that gap still, because I was designed to work in a different way. And yeah, there's no easy, because I've got a load of diodes to create voltage drops, you know, and split the on time and the plus cycle and the minus cycle. And, yeah, so it's not easy to get a few milliseconds out of it, which is what I really want. Well, let me just figure this out. It's Alan still there, but he might still be there. Right, I went to make some more coffee. So all 3 LEDs have come on, which means we've probably got, let me just see what voltage I've got across my super capacitors. Right, so get this down. Oh, Alan's still there. Right, Alan. Sorry, it's a bit boring at the moment. It is a Sunday, but this is the meter we'll look at, see what voltage is across the supercapacitors. I can actually measure that on these leads down at the bottom. So if I measure it across... Oh no, actually I need to go right to the top here because there's a voltage drop. Right, so I should be able to... Right, we've got, oops, falling over. We've got 9.78 volts. 9.79, it's going up. So we've got 9.79 volts across the supercapacitors at the moment. I'll take the meter out of the way because there's no room for everything. Yeah, I have to get some more magnets. I'll try and get them this coming week, but there was a little mishap with an order that I'd made last July. What happened basically was that a back order that I'd made, I completely forgot all about, from DigiKey for some MOSFETs at the time I needed it for my high voltage pulse circuit. Well, I've lost the emails for it, and I thought, oh, I'll just change once I get a new card and change the thing on it, it'll probably stop the order. Well, it didn't, and they tried to deduct 50 quid out of my bank account. That was last year when I had the money in the bank. It didn't matter, but this year I don't have it in the bank, so I contacted DigiKey and I said, well, excuse me, but you should have checked with me first because that order's no longer required. And they said, well, we've already shipped it. I said, well, can't you stop it? They said, I'm sorry, we can't, because the UP service is already taken the package and it's on its way and blah blah blah. So I had a bit of a mishap because I had to basically go into my bank and basically cancel the direct debit order because they were going to take money out of my bank and there wasn't money in the bank, and it was a lot of hassle. And I also contacted DigiKey to tell them I didn't want the order, blah blah blah. So they said, well, we'll refund you the money because of this situation. We don't want to create any bad bad reputation with the company, blah blah blah. So they sent the money back to me in PayPal to refund the money, but they said I could keep the order, and they don't really care. They said you can do it as you wish. So basically they sent me these MOSFETs, right, and they're still in the box. I haven't even opened them. So they sent me this bloody thing, right. digikey.com, right. So I got a refund, even though they still sent the damn thing, and I said, well, do you want it back? He said, no, you can do whatever you want with it, basically. So they sent me the MOSFETs anyway, and I got my money back as well, so I can't complain really. But I haven't even opened it because I don't need them anymore, really. So I had to cancel the direct debit. So now, before I can order these magnets, which I want to order next week, I've got to reinstate my direct debit, or they might use my credit debit card instead. I don't know what's going to happen there, but I'll check with them tomorrow to make sure they haven't taken money out of my bank, because if they have, I'll be overdrawn. But they shouldn't be able to do anyway, because I don't have an overdraft, so they can't take money out if it doesn't exist. So I also talked to the bank as well about it, explained the situation, and they told me to cancel the direct debit, which I did, but You can't really stop them taking money through the card, can you? I mean, it's a different matter, but hopefully they'll just take the refund from the PayPal account, which is what they did. Well, I mean, they sent money to PayPal refunding it, and so they'll probably just take that amount back, and it'll just cancel itself out, basically. Well, a load of messing about, really. So we've got 4 LEDs coming on now. Oh, it's paper slipped a bit. We've got 4 LEDs coming on now. Oh. We can charge up the supercapacitors. He's gone to church, I think, Russ has. He's probably been a naughty person. He's probably texting while he's in church, which you're not supposed to do. I wish Russ would be live, but it'd be nice to have him live. I haven't seen him live for ages. I'm getting withdrawal symptoms again. Well, I would say, considering what kind of results I had last year, a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, I could barely drive an LED, and now I can overcome the leakage of the supercapacitors and charge up all the supercapacitors and drive the LEDs on that are piggybacked on there as well, which is quite good, really, which is quite encouraging, and also my lens effect is really working quite well. My lens isolation, my lensing law isolation on some of the coils. If I short out the coil that's going to the oscilloscope with my 10 ohm resistor, right, now if I connect this across the oscilloscope, let's see what happens to the power going into the supercapacitor. That's been driven by 3 of the other coils, right? Let's see if it goes down. If I can get this on there. Well, I didn't see it go down much. Right, I'm shorting out 10 ohm resistor. Oh, it has gone down a touch, nothing much. 24.2, 27.3. That is pretty good. You just think about it. I'm actually putting a 10 ohm resistor across the other coil that goes to the oscilloscope, and we're only seeing a small dip. Oh no, it's not connected right now. Right. 24.3, 24.2. Right. Take it off. 27. That's not bad, really, because that's one coil loaded down. Actually, before we saw it, I saw it go up. Mind you, it was going up in voltage when I measured it last time. I was measuring the voltage when I shorted the other coils out. I wasn't actually measuring the true RMS, the actual output current. So that's a different thing. So when I put current, when I load the coil that's going to the oscilloscope down, we actually see a drop in current, right, on the other coils, which, yeah, is normal, which is what you expect to happen. But for some reason, when you do that on, when you put the resistance across one coil and the other coils actually show more voltage, which is really kind of bizarre. But still, that's not a lot. That's negligible amount. I mean, it could have dropped off completely, which would have been really worrying, but it didn't. So that's something. But it should be better when I get these other actuator coils sorted out. When I get another. But I really need to do that when I get to more magnets, because I hate taking this apart every 5 minutes. Because every time I take it apart, I'm bending wires and worried I don't want to snap them off. So, yeah, I'm going to have to get some more of those, because I've only got a few left, and there's not enough to do another. There's only 3 magnets in this bag. It's got 3 in there, and I need at least. Oh, actually, there was some in the. Hang on, there was some in the other build that I did. Where is it? Where have I put it? Oh yeah, oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, the other build I did is still together. That's still got magnets in, but there's only 6 arrays in each of those. So let me think. Hang on, I might have enough. Let me think. I need 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. No, I don't have enough. No, I don't. I still need. There's 6 in each of these. You can't see them properly, but they're down there. There's 2 in each slot, and there's 6. So that's 12, 24, 48. So there's 48 magnets in there, and then there's another 3 there. So that's 48, 49, 50, 51. I've got 51 magnets in those. Those are the 5mm wide ones. So 51. Let's see. Calculator. So the others have got 8, so in each one, so that's let's see, 8 times 2, 16, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 64 magnets. Right. And I've only got 51. Yeah, I have to order some more. That's the bottom line. I hope this isn't too loud on the audio, by the way. Oh look, we've got 4. We've got nearly 5 lit now. This one's coming on as well. This one just starting to come on at this end. So we've managed to charge up this supercapacitor bank. It's not a very good supercapacitor bank, I must say, though. It's one of the Chinese recycled ones. They were selling cheap, and from what I understand, they've been using used supercapacitors, and they basically put them on a circuit board and sold them as a module and ripping people off. That's what they do. Because if you buy them individually, separately, you're guaranteed to get new ones. But I noticed that some of the tabs have been trimmed differently. When I took one out, the tab had been repaired with a piece of wire. So the Chinese are obviously not very honest about certain things. Recycling stuff. Right, so anyway, the amount of power that this is putting into the supercapacitors is 26.1 milliamps at the moment, and the voltage is coming up. And like I said, the actual circuit that's driving this is consuming, including the circuit board, about 210 milliamps, right? So we're consuming about 210 milliamps. There's not no chance in hell that this thing is going to power itself. So yeah, at the moment anyway. Because yeah, so but we are succeeding with that some of that lens isolation. That's really what looks good. So that's a good thing to be happening. But interestingly, I wonder what will happen if I add some at least. I've got three more magnets here now. Let's see what happens when I put some of these magnets on the outside of here. Right. Oops, I'm dropping the magnets. What am I doing? Where's that gone? Oh, I see it. Oh, I don't know what's happened now. 256. 254, it went down, so let's split that around. 257, it went up, so if I had more magnets I'll get more out as well, by the looks of it. 257, 256, 257. Yeah, if I added more magnets to my concentrics, I would get more output, by the looks of it. Is that affecting the current input? Can't really see anything. No difference there. Oh, my oscillator's just gone bonkers. Hang on, my tuning, it wants to retune in a bit. I'll just use my thingy. Yeah, it went into a weird resonance. I just readjusted that. Yeah, if I add some more magnets, if I had more, and made these concentrics bigger, I would get more output. Russ is gone again. He must be singing in church or something right now. Anyway, Alan, there's not much else to say right now. I might as well end the stream for now and go and watch more snooker. But don't know if you're still there. But anyway, I'll end the stream right now and save it. Alright, I'll save anyway. I look forward to getting some more magnets and do a bit more tuning on these external ones. It definitely needs more flux. It needs a lot more flux actually on the ends.